All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another trading room on a Thursday afternoon. It's 2 minutes after 2. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Everyone is joining us live. Those who are going to be watching the recording afterwards, good day to you. Yeah, guys, it is a Thursday. I hope everyone is doing well this Thursday afternoon. The weather's looking nice out there. All right, this time around it's a little bit better. The weather's looking nice out there. All right, welcome back, everyone. Let's get it started. It is a Thursday. We're gonna look at some updates while we prepare for tomorrow's NFP. All right, so don't forget, tomorrow at 2 p.m. live on YouTube, we are gonna have a live stream on the NFP like we always do, and we're waiting for the report to come out. All right, so do join us. The link is already on YouTube, so just find it under the live and you will find it. All right, so we're gonna be looking at what's been happening this week, do a bit of updates, and see what we can get into next week. All right, but before we get started, remember, everything that's shared in this session is not advice. All right, and while we edit, come meet myself and Ash at the FMUS 2026. All right, FMUS 2026 in Cape Town. I'll be there. Ash is gonna be there. So if you're in Cape Town, or if you can make your way to Cape Town from the 26th, all right, 26th and 27th, FMUS 2026. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to meet you guys there in Cape Town. And yeah, let's push, right? So do meet us there, and don't be left out. So guys, let's get it started. tdmarkets.com. You can open up an account on tdmarkets.com. Have a look at the account types we have. A simple process to get started. There's a video that we posted on YouTube on how to get started, how to open up an account, an overview of the back office, your back office, where you make your withdrawals, your deposits, your internal transfers. That video is on YouTube, right? So if you guys struggling, you can simply head over to YouTube, or you can send us an email to care@tdmarkets.com. The link, not the link, but the contact details are on the chat right now, right? So tdmarkets.com, that is the website. Remember, we do have some education as well. You can, once you have your account sorted, verified, you have funded your account, you get access to the education, to the trading education sessions we have every week throughout the day. All right, so all the information will be sent to you via email. So let's get it started, guys. A lot has been happening. Well, not a lot, but we updates from the Middle East, right? I'm sure you guys know the updates from the Middle East. It seems like the war might end sooner than we expect. All right, what does that mean? There is a one-page memorandum, all right, that the US and Iran are reportedly close to reviewing. All right, and that one-page memorandum, it includes, basically what the US and what Iran wants, right? The proposals, basically. So that one-page memorandum, it has the things that is required to end the war, right? So it includes like the nuclear. You guys know that the US doesn't want Iran to have nuclear, so that memorandum includes that in there, right? So this could bring us close to the end of the war, right? It might be a little bit sooner, so we'll have to wait and see, right? So this will advance the negotiations, all right? So let's see what's going to happen, guys. I think this weekend, we're going to get a lot of updates regarding that, all right? So that is basically the update with regards to the war at this point, right? So just keep an eye on that. And you guys saw what happened to oil. So now that we are close to new negotiations and all of that, look what happened to the oil. We spoke on Tuesday, and then we said, whatever you do, just make sure you keep a close eye on the war, because the price of the oil might change. All right. So we were anticipating a continuation, right, back to that high. But the update, this is what the update is doing, right? So the oil market is falling right now in hopes of peace talks, So all you gotta do is just to follow this move. That's it. I don't think, looking at the war right now, I don't think there's a lot of technicals one can do, right? This is heavily driven by fundamentals. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy on the oil, just to say that just follow this move, right? Wherever it could end, just follow it. And that's it. Basically, just keeping it very, very, very simple. All right. But also at the same time, anything can happen later today, tomorrow. There could be any changes, and you could see oil doing this again. You could see oil doing that, right? So if things stay as they are right now, hopes of a peace talk, you're simply gonna see oil going down, right? So yeah, so just follow it. I think the technicals you would do on oil is to look for entry points, entry and exit points. Those are the technicals you would do. But in terms of the direction, this is simply the direction there. That's it. All right. So oil changed. If you look at US oil, we anticipated price to push up, right? When you spoke on Tuesday, but it changed. So simply need to follow this. All right. You look at the commodities. If you guys followed gold, what we spoke on gold, what we spoke about on oil, this is what happened. All right. Let me go back. So when you spoke on gold, we spoke about a short-term move on Tuesday, right? I believe it was this move up, right? That we could get a retest and then price moving to the zone, right? I don't know if you guys have been following it. If you saw it, if you caught it, congratulations. This was a clean move. Simple one. So let's see with the oil. If we go to the, I mean, there was another opportunity as well, right? This morning, there was an opportunity this morning on oil, which was this. Sorry, this is not oil. This is gold. There was an opportunity on gold, which was this. I'm sure you guys might have seen it, right? There was a clear retest of this, and price had to continue this cycle, right? It broke past the level, the take profit, and this is what price is doing right now. This is on the M15 time frame. All right. So now looking at what's happening on the higher time frames now, right? Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Let's have a look at maybe the 8 hour, the daily, right? And this is now the possibility we could look at now, right? So this is how I have my gold chart. All right. Let me just remove this. All right. So this is how my technicals look on gold. And we can see that gold is giving us this possibility, right? The channel is giving us this possibility at the moment, right? So which means the focus on gold would be catching this move, going back to these highs. All right. You will also notice that this high, not only it is the high of the internal structure, but it's also the high of the outer structure, right? This is the outer structure here. So the bigger structure, the high of the bigger structure and the smaller structure is on the same zone. So this is, price could easily be attracted back to that zone. All right. So yeah, so this is how I have my gold analysis. The focus for me is just to continue in this direction, right? So hence there was an opportunity this morning on gold, which was this move here, right? So now the market, obviously the trend obviously is bullish, all right? So what I'm keeping an eye on now is there could be a slightly bigger correction before we go up. So it doesn't matter whether we're going to get a smaller correction or a bigger correction, doesn't matter, but just waiting for the correction to look for a continuation up. So oil, I keep saying oil, gold, straightforward. So now we want to see if gold is going to give us this move now. That is what we want to see now, right? If it breaks that resistance, then we want to see if it's going to give us that move. But there's a good possibility it could do that. For now, just going to take it piece by piece. So the next piece of the move is this one. This is the next piece of this pattern. All right. So simple. So while oil is going down here, let me find it. So while oil changed its move, I mean, we're just going to follow this move on oil. Just going to follow this move, right? But if it changes, guess what? We're going to change with it. So what we're doing here is that the technicals on oil are out of the window. What's driving oil right now is the fundamentals. So we're going to use the fundamentals to get our direction. It might change and go up. It could continue and go down. We'll just have to wait and see. We are heavily using the fundamentals now on this one. All right. So just to kickstart the session, guys, just to do an update on oil as well as gold. Yeah, so we're anticipating gold to go back to that high. All right, just to kickstart the session. And you guys will then let me know what is it you want us to have a look at, right? What did we talk about on Tuesday? Maybe you guys will remind me. What did you talk about? Let's see. I'm all good, Tado. I'm all good. I can't complain. So maybe a bit of... No, not all pairs are affected by oil, right? The only currency that is affected by the oil market or the oil price is CAD, right? CAD. So CAD and the oil price, there's a correlation there on CAD, all right? So if the oil price goes up, right, you tend to have the CAD strengthening, right? If the oil price goes down, the CAD weakens as well. So the only correlation you have with oil is the Canadian dollar, right? That's the only correlation that you have there. And then all the other ones could react as a result of the CAD. So if the CAD is stronger than the dollar at that point in time as a result of the oil price, then you might see the dollar also react. But it doesn't mean that the dollar reacts as a result of the oil prices. All right. So the correlation we have there is the CAD and the oil. That is the correlation. All right. Yeah. So that is the correlation. I hope that is the question that answers the question. Yeah. Great stuff. All right. Euro USD. Yeah, I remember we spoke about Euro USD. Still holding Euro USD. Yeah, no, look. This has been a good week. Right? On Tuesday, we did analysis. The market moved in that direction. The only change we have is oil. The oil price. That's the only change we have. But gold moved, silver moved, gold dollar, gold euro moved. You know, it's just been a good week. US 30, German 30, just been a good week. Sam Holding, I can see you there. We spoke about Euro USD, right? Looking at a short-term move just to this zone, right? Just a clean short-term move back to that zone. So let's see, what is the update now, right? Things have not changed. Things remain as they are. So we did the analysis on the 1 hour time frame, I think, or the 30 minutes time frame, right? So if we go back to the 4 hour, look at what the 4 hour is doing. This is the 4 hour structure, right? So We spoke about the higher low. We got the higher low. We spoke about the higher low. So according to the structure, right? According just this piece of price action here, and the structure is creating, we should be going up back to this high. Back to this high. Right? So Euro USD has not changed. According to this, let me go to the daily and show you this, right? The market is trading within an impulse right now. Let me do this. You see this Fibonacci here. You see this Fibonacci here. We have a continuation. We've got a continuation now, right? So this continuation, according to the structure, is taking us back to this high. Right? So this is on the daily time frame. So this is the direction we are focusing on the daily time frame, up until price gets to that high. And then from that high, we'll see if it continues up. But our TP is on this high. All right. So whatever you do on the lower time frame is just in line with that. So if you're still holding that position, you should be in good profits. Still holding that position. The next target here is this high. That is the next target. That high right there. All right. Also, in addition to this, guys, right, tomorrow the non-farm payrolls data is coming out. So the non-farm payroll data is coming out tomorrow. So it might just shake things up a little bit. You have to be aware and careful of that, right? So while this is our direction, according to the current structure, you might see tomorrow price being a little bit volatile, giving us whipsaws, spiking up and down. But as long as the structure is like this and doesn't change, we still stick to it. So even if NFP tomorrow might give us this push down, the initial reaction, which is the push down, if this move down does not change this, right? We are still bullish. We're still bullish. So yeah, so our target on Euro USD is here. Right, and then yeah, in terms of the NFP tomorrow, all you gotta do is just to manage your trade, and this is what usually happens, guys. Right, not 100% of the time, but the majority of the time, where you would have maybe the trend moving up, where you would have gold going up and all of that, and then NFP CPI comes out, boom. The initial reaction is in the opposite direction, right? But once the dust settles, you will see price following its current structure. We've seen that on gold. We've seen that everywhere, all right? So yeah, so all you got to do in those moments is just to manage your position. You can extract, just maybe 50% of the position and the profits out of it and leave the rest running, or it's entirely up to you what you do, but trade management becomes key in moments like this. All right, so Euro USD, this is where we're looking. You've got GBP USD we spoke about as well, right? So GBP USD, we spoke about this move. It has been a good week, guys. I won't lie to you, right? If you missed Tuesday's session, you can just go back and watch it, but it has been a very good week this week. And it's been a busy week because of the NFP, so it's good that, it's been a good one. So have a look at this. GBP USD went to the target. Right? This was the target, right? And the next target is here now. So you see now we have the higher low. So this move is an impulse wave. And this impulse wave, to complete this cycle, this impulse wave needs to go back here to complete the current cycle, all right? So this is where the TP would be. Similar to what Euro USD is looking. So anybody still holding GBP USD, according to the cycle, it should complete when price gets there, right? The NFP tomorrow, all you gotta do is to manage your trade. There's a possibility that GBP USD can take us all the way back to this top again. There's that possibility, all right? Looking at the bigger structure, it's still bullish. Nothing has changed. So we're just going to take it week by week, piece by piece, to see if it takes us back to that zone there, right? Very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, so going back to Euro USD, this is how we're looking. I can see you guys. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Right? And on that note, just to remind you guys who just came in now, remember to meet us in Cape Town the last week of this month from the 26th and the 27th. Meet us in Cape Town. I'll be there. My brother Ash is gonna be there. Yeah, FMAS 2026 Cape Town. Meet us there. All right, I believe from the morning. I'm not sure the time, but from the morning. So just make your way there. If you're in Cape Town, meet us at the CT what. I forgot the name of the venue. Yeah. So yeah, CTICC, Cape Town International Convention Center. I believe that's the one. All right, there we go. So meet us there. So Euro USD, that's all right. Bitcoin, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is very interesting. All right, it's very interesting what it's doing. And this is a good combination of the technicals with the fundamentals, a good combination. And on that note, I was actually looking at the liquidation heat map on Bitcoin, right? Some of the indicators we use on Bitcoin. You've got the liquidation heat map. I was actually looking at the net flow chart, all right? To just simplify all of this, you look at the rotation of funds in crypto right now, which has been the case before that major sell-off, which has been the case, right? Remember, crypto is not only predominant with your central banks and all of that. We do have also entities, individuals who trade crypto, and individuals, we're talking about the whales, right? The whales who would open large sum of positions, right? So there are some indicators that gives us an idea of the flow and the rotation of money, right, in the crypto space. And what we see right now is that according to these indicators, there's a lot of upside that is anticipated in crypto. I'm speaking purely, I'm speaking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's a lot of capital that's rotating and moving and pushing price of Bitcoin to the upside and Ethereum to the upside, right? That is from the indicators point of view. You've got the net flow chart, you've got your Bitcoin dominance and all the other ones. And then you've got your regulation, right? In terms of the regulation, there has been some advances in the Clarity Act, the Crypto Market Bill, the Crypto Market Structure Bill, which is the Clarity Act, all right? There's been some positive, headwinds or advances, which is anticipated to push the price of Bitcoin towards the upside. So what we see right now, guys, right? If you look at the Bitcoin chart right now, it's very interesting, guys. Once you start dabbling into crypto and understand how it moves, you'll see it's a fascinating world. So what's been happening right now is the market has been reacting to the rumors and it's already priced in the outcome of the rumor. Now, what is the rumor? The biggest rumor right now is the Clarity Act, the Crypto Market Structure Bill. The rumor is that the president is going to finally sign it, which will then provide clarity on the regulation, right? Put clarity on who will regulate what. The CFTC is going to regulate this, the SEC is going to regulate this, and so forth and so on. So think of this as a rule book, right? There's a book of rules on who handles what, how things are done and all of that. That is basically what it is. So now the market priced in the possible outcome, which is this move, right? So the rumors of that outcome is obviously the signing of that, which is anticipated to push price up, right? So it's already priced in. But now listen to this. That bill has not signed, is still not signed as yet, but the market has already priced in the possible outcome. So what more if that bill is actually signed? What do you think is going to happen? Definitely the price of Bitcoin is going to go up because it's already priced in that possibility. So if it gets signed, then we are likely going to see Bitcoin push towards the upside. So it's very fascinating and interesting on what's happening right now. So the question is, the people that have been shorting Bitcoin, are they done? Are they liquidated right now? It seems like they are liquidated right now, right? The people who've been shorting Bitcoin seems like they are liquidated. If you keep an eye on, if you look at the liquidation heat map, right? If you look at in the last 24 hours, there's been a lot of long positions that are liquidated, but look at the short positions, they are close, all right? So a lot of longs and short are liquidated, but it seems like that is going to put more weight to price pushing up to the long position side of things, if that makes sense, all right? Anyway, so looking at Bitcoin right now, we have this area here on Bitcoin, right, which is a supply area around 93,000. That is a supply area around here. So it seems like any upside on Bitcoin will first reach the supply zone, right? And that supply zone is coupled with the 50% of the Fibonacci, right? So there's a bit of confluence around here, but we are looking at this supply zone, right? Looking at the supply zone, and any movements towards the upside is going to be, it's definitely going to go to that supply zone. And then from there, we'll see if it continues pushing towards the upside. I think the second half of this year is going to be very important to the crypto space, the second half of the year. So we're going to keep a very close eye on any developments. But yeah, so Bitcoin at the moment, this is the trend now one would focus on. A very simple, clean trend. A very simple and clean trend. There we go. Right? So the next level, now the next zone is this one. This is the next area. This is the next zone here. Right? This is the next zone. So any retests of the zone here, we're looking for a continuation up. Right? So yeah, so Bitcoin still remains bullish, bullish. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. So yeah, so that's what's happening. The fundamentals and the technicals at this moment are pointing to the upside, unless of course there's going to be some manipulation, right? That's going to happen, unless. But look, with what we see right now, yeah, these things are pointing towards the upside. Definitely. So that is Bitcoin. All right. Cool stuff. Let me see. Yeah, therefore, in exclusion of the NFP analysis tells us. Yeah, so besides what's going to happen this week in terms of the news reports and what's going to happen next week we've got inflation data coming out. This week, employment data. So if you remove those things, right? Looking at how the dollar is performing, let me show you guys the DXY while we at it, right? So according to the DXY, the dollar is extremely weak according to the DXY. Let's have a look at the DXY quickly here. Right? The dollar is extremely weak. All right. And so, yeah, this is the DXY. Let me do this. Aha, there we go. So remember, guys, you can find the DXY on our MT4, right? You can find the DXY on our MT4. So have a look at this before we even look at the other ones. Look at the DXY. So the DXY, if I just go to the weekly time frame, the DXY is struggling to break this price, which is around 99. Let's say this zone around 99, right? The DXY is struggling to break that zone, and then we had a strong push towards the downside. So now it is currently trading between 99.8 to 95.9. This is the range the DXY is in right now, right? So if you look at now the data on the lower time frame, the date on the, like your daily time frame, right? The daily time frame is creating a downtrend. There's a downtrend already. So from that bounce, there's a downtrend already, right? You can apply a lot of technicals in here, but this, what we see here is that there's a high likelihood that DXY is going to go back down to this zone of 95.8, right? There's a high likelihood that DXY is going to drop down to 95.9, right? Now, what would that mean? It will mean that gold, so these pairs, right? No, let me just type this properly. Whoa. Let me show you this. So you see with this now, we're going to then follow this. So USD XXX, that's expected to go down, right? And XXX USD is expected to go up. This is just, you know, whether the dollar is a base currency or the code currency. Wait, let's do this. There we go. So you see that? There we go. So which means your gold, your Euro USD, GBP USD, that's why they're going up. And then you've got your USD CAD, USD Swiss, they are going down right now. So the DXY continues to drop, then this is the direction basically. So yeah, so besides the NFP, besides the CPI, besides even the interest rates, because there's a new Fed chair now, right? There's a new Fed chair who's coming in. So besides that, just looking at this from a pure technical standpoint, the dollar is weak at the moment. The dollar is weak at the moment. So yeah, so I hope that answers the question there, King. Hope that answers the question there. Hope that answers the question. Wait, where are we? All right. Can you check USD? Oh, before that, there's NZD CAD. It's been a while since I looked at NZD CAD. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's been a while. It's been a while. Where is it? I believe it's been pushing up. Looking at the AUD CAD, I believe NZD CAD has been pushing up. But let's see. There we go. Yeah, it has been pushing up. There we go. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Okay. So this is what's happening here. All right. I'm going to show you two ways in which you can look at this from the daily time frame. All right. Two ways. The first way you can approach this is by doing this, right? Is by looking at this piece of data here. Now, this piece of data, if you were to look at the structure, this is what the structure is doing here, right? And then you were to take it up like this. This is what the structure is doing right now. Only this piece. So with this piece here, right, this means now our direction would be what? Our direction would be from this low, our direction would be back to that high. This would be the direction here. All right. And now I want to show you another view of this. So in line with this, if you look at, let me remove this first, right? We'll bring it back. If you look at now this piece here, this piece, right? This piece is a reversal structure. It's a reversal structure. What does this mean? It simply means that price gave us equal lows here. Price gave us equal lows. Now, before this equal lows form, we have this. So you can say there's a double bottom, right? If you want. But now look at where the neckline is. Here's the neckline. Here's the neckline right there. Right. So now, how would you interpret this information besides this being a reversal pattern? Right. There we go. So the market broke the neckline towards the upside, right? It came back down, but look at how the retest was not a perfect and normal retest one would anticipate, right? The market did go down, but it gave us a much deeper retracement and correction, and now it's going up, right? So now this means that this price action still gives us the possibility that the market could still come back down for the retest before it goes up. So we have this deep retracement, but now price went up again. So there's a possibility that we could still come back and retest this neckline and resume towards the upside, right? So we've got a bullish reversal structure. Now let's combine this now. So it will depend whether you look at just this piece or this piece, but it will give you the same direction. So NZD-CAD seems like NZD-CAD is taking us back to this high. So now looking for a correction and a continuation back to that high. Because of these higher lows, right? These higher lows are giving us the possibility of this channel. But if there was no higher lows, it would have given us a different possibility. All right. So this is the situation we're in right now. So yeah, so one more push on NZD-CAD to the upside. And speaking of, looking at AUD-CAD also something similar, but obviously different price action. So AUD-CAD is coming or is going back to this high. It's almost there. It is almost there, right? It's going back to that high. What we can also do here is this. We can also do this. I'm going to use the weekly time frame for this, the monthly time frame. So this might be a little bit far-fetched, right? A little bit far-fetched, but there's a possibility that AUD-CAD can take us back to these highs. These are 2012 highs. Imagine 2012 highs. There's a possibility that we are going back to the 2012 highs. But first, we need to break this first, right? We need to break 2020 highs on AUD-CAD. This 2020 high, we need to break it. If we do that, then we could be going back to the 2012 highs, all right? So I'm looking at AUD-CAD because NZD-CAD, AUD-CAD, there's a positive correlation there. So yeah, so NZD-CAD, this is how we're looking. All right. So that's NZD-CAD. USD-JPY. Let's have a look at USD-JPY. It hasn't done anything. It tried to recover. But it's still failing to recover. All right. On Tuesday, it was recovering. We spoke about this level there that it could easily go back there, but it seems like it's struggling to recover, right? At the same time, the US dollar is weak at the moment, right? So let me just look at the weekly if there's anything on the weekly. So at the moment, this is what I would say is dominating at the moment, all right? So just follow this for now. Even though on the weekly time frame, we're still looking at that target, that TP there, right? That target. So what's happening right now is, this move here, right, is struggling to recover. So what I would say here is just follow this move for now, right? Just follow this move for now until it changes direction, because I'm not sure exactly where it could change direction. It could still come back down to this low again one more time, but we'll just have to wait and see, right? So I don't have anything proper and solid on USD JPY at the moment, right? It doesn't offer me a good price action for some proper analysis. So just give it a bit of time, right? It's not clear at the moment. Just give it a bit of time. Right? It could still continue doing this. Just give it a bit of time. However, if you're looking at the JPY, what I would say is look at NZD-JPY. USD-JPY, leave it out. Look at NZD-JPY, because NZD-JPY has not changed. It's going to this high, right? It's going to this high. So between USD-JPY and NZD-JPY, NZD-JPY is the setup that I believe, according to what's happening right now, that I believe is going to give you a good return than USD JPY. So this push on NZD JPY, right, is what we are still on. Remember, NZD JPY can take us all the way back to this high, right? It can take us all the way back to that high, the 2024 high that formed. It can take us back there according to this, right? According to that. So this is what you don't want to miss out on there, right? So USD JPY, yeah, it's not a good opportunity in my eyes. I would rather look at NZD JPY. All right, proper stuff. Booth number 9, there we go. Yeah, the FMOS details are on the chat, guys. Meet us at booth number 9, hall 5 and 6. Booth number 9, there we go. All right, US 30, there we go. Let's have a look at US 30. I mean, US 30, look, it's going there. You see US 30 and German 30 right now, right? You don't want to sleep on those ones. US 30, German 30, you don't want to sleep on those ones, right? We did analysis on US 30 every week. It's been bullish. We follow this. We stick to the same script. So on Tuesday, US 30 was correcting down on Tuesday. And then we said, hey, look, we're still looking for a continuation up. So there was a possibility that the continuation is going to start down here before it goes up. There was that possibility. At the same time, there was a possibility that we could get a higher low somewhere here and price go up, right? So this one is already started to go up. So all you got to do is to hold on. I don't think there's going to be any good entries where the market is. But I don't think there's going to be any good entry. So if you're holding US 30, continue holding it, right? It's going back to this high. It's going back to that high. There. All right. It's very simple. You look at German 30. German 30, the same thing. We spoke about German 30, the same thing. Where is this going? It's going back to this high. Right. It broke. It's there. Let me look at the, yeah. There we go. So there's a continuation here that's forming. There's a correction that's forming for continuation. All right. So yeah, so German 30 also moving up. So USD, US 30, German 30, nothing has changed on those ones. Still moving up. There we go. All right. So nice and simple, right? Gold, we're going up. Silver, we're going up. Let's just have a look at silver quickly. Where is silver? Let's have a look at silver quickly. Remember what we spoke about on Tuesday? This move up. So look at what silver is doing now. All right. Let's see. My word. Yeah. So the analysis hasn't changed, guys, on silver, right? Even from the weekly time frame, we've been speaking about silver reaching this high again, right? So that hasn't changed. So now we have a higher low here. Where are we going? We're going back to this high now. So silver didn't change, just that it got affected by the oil price when it went down here, right? So, but it hasn't changed. So moving forward, this is what we are, this continuation back to that high there. Back to that high. All right. So going into next week, we're looking at gold going back to that high. Gold going back to that high, and silver also going back to that previous structure. And then you are done. The oil price, we'll see what's going to happen. It might change. It's very sensitive to the Middle East conflict. It might change anyway. So just be careful, right? But These are proper setups, solid setups. So it has been a good week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys caught these movements. And yeah, it has been a good week. Can't wait for the crypto rally. It's been quiet now for almost 3 months. Yeah, no, we still wait. Yeah, no, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get that crypto run. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I think that's it for today. I think that's it, right? We're gonna meet again tomorrow for the NFP, same time, same place at 2 p.m. live on YouTube. NFP. Ash is gonna be there with us. So yeah, so we're gonna meet there. So for the trading rooms this week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's been a good one. Let's look forward to next week's ones. All right. And remember, don't forget, meet us at the FMUS 2627 at the, the details are on the chat. All right. So yeah, so just meet us there. If you're in Cape Town, you can make your way there. We will be there. All right. And yeah, so that's it, guys, for today. Thank you for joining us. Please subscribe if you have not. Please share if you have not. And yeah, let's push. Hope you guys enjoy a good day. Have a good day. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Right. Cheers, everyone.